What's up, y'all? It's your girl Amber Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. By the title of this video, I'm going to be showing you how to use the color wheel to help with your style. So if you're interested, stay tuned. So I've broken this video up into 3 talking points. The first is going to be all about the primary colors. The second is going to be about tint, tone, and shade. And the third is going to be about harmonious versus contrast. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Let's go. Alright, y'all, so here is the color wheel, and there are 2. Check the description box because I have posted the link down there so you can purchase yourself. It was about $15 off of Amazon. So on the left side, you will see it says primary colors and secondary, tertiary, warm, cool. On the right, color, hue, value, intensity, tint, tone, shade, neutral colors. On the back, you will see there is more options, which we'll get into later in our talking point 3, and more so the breakdown for that. But let's first start with the front. So our primary colors are red, and as you will see, that is red. This middle dial you'll be able to spin. The next primary color is yellow. The last primary color is blue. So there are 3 primary colors. Another term for color is hue, H-U-E. So just keep that in mind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin this inner circle, and as you will see, we're going to look at the secondary colors. So if I spin on red to yellow, I get orange. So orange is considered a secondary color. If I spin blue on red, I get violet. If I go to yellow and I do the same thing, put red on yellow, I get orange. Yellow on yellow is a primary. Blue on yellow, I get green. And the last option, if I do blue on red, I get violet. Yellow on blue, I get green. And blue on blue is blue. So a secondary color is when you mix any 2 primary colors. So now we'll look at tertiary colors. And there are 6, and that's made from mixing 1 primary color with an adjacent secondary color. As you will see, I'm going to show you the tertiary colors. Blue green, blue violet. Red violet, red orange, yellow orange, and yellow green. So those would be your tertiary colors. Lastly, we're going to talk about warm colors and cool colors. So the warm colors are reds, oranges, and yellows, and the cool colors are greens, blues, and violets. If we hold this in front of us, you'll see that it's a circle split in half. The top is your warm colors, so from red, violet, all the way around to about yellow. Now I'm going to spin this around, and our cool colors would be from yellow, green, all the way around to violet. And that covers our primary colors, secondary colors, tertiary colors, warm and cool colors. And again, colors is another name for hue. Hue is another name for color. Let's move on to talking point number 2. Okay, so here we have the color wheel again, and on the front facing part, you will see on the right, there's tint, tone, and shade. Now to best describe this, we're going to flip over the color wheel, and you will see on the side, you'll see it says tint, tone, and shade. So essentially, tint is when you add white, tone is when you add gray, and shade is when you add black. So as you'll see, for instance, red, when you add tint, it's pink. When you add tone, it's about tan. And when you add shade, it's about a dark, like burgundy. For blue, you see the different options it shows here as well. And for yellow, you see the color effect as well. So I'm going to grab the other wheel to elaborate a bit more. As you will see, there's more options. And on the front facing part, it says tones and shades, tones and shades. And again, if I spin this inner circle, for instance, with yellow, you will see the range of all the yellow hues. Same thing, if I spin it to blue, you will see the tone and the shades for blue. And lastly, for red, you will see the tones and shades for red. Flipping this over, it gives you all the ranges of tints. Remember, tints is with adding white. So as you will see, for instance, as I spin the inner circle, I go to red, it gives me all the tints. So here you will see the grayscale, which is located at the bottom of the front face of the color wheel. Gray is a mix of black and white, and it will vary depending on how balanced that is. So 100% black gives you value 1, and as you will see on the right side, 100% white gives you value 10. When it's balanced, you'll probably get a value 5, which is neutral. So again, if you vary the amount of white versus the amount of black, it will be a different range. And again, tone is when you add any color to gray. So this is going to be our last talking point, number 3, which is harmonious versus contrast. So on the back side of the first color wheel, we're going to see this circle in the middle that has this triangle that says complementary and split complementary. Complementary simply means contrast, opposite. So as you'll see, this is red. Opposite that arrow is green. These colors are complete opposites, meaning if you were to wear them, you would look very vibrant, or you would look very just color blocking is another term. So blue is a complementary color to orange. And lastly, for the primary color of yellow, that is a complementary color to violet. Okay, so a complementary color is a complete opposite. Okay, so for split complementary is any color with the two colors on each side of its complementary color. So for example, you will see that there is violet. Opposite that, or complementary to that, is yellow. The split complementary color is yellow green and yellow orange. For blue, the complementary color is orange, and the split complementary color is yellow orange and red orange. For yellow, the complementary color is violet. The split complementary color is red violet and blue violet. So any color that is next to or adjacent the complementary color is called a split complementary color. Okay, so we've probably heard of the word monochromatic. Mono meaning one, chromatic meaning a scale, right? So when you think of that, just think of one color with a scale of either tints, tones, or shades. So on the back of the second wheel, for instance, you'll see yellow, green, and these are all the tints. On the front of this, you'll see the blues, you'll see the yellows, you'll see the orange, the red, and those are a mix of the tones and the shades, right? So again, remember, monochromatic is any single color that could be mixed with tints, which is adding white, tones, which is adding grays, or shades, which is adding black. And it could be any variation of those. It could be all the shades, all the tones, or all the tints, or all the tints, the shades, and the tones, or all one of, mix of two out of the three, or all of them by themselves. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so using our first color wheel on the back, you'll see this word triad, and it is a triangle within the middle circle, and it basically is any three colors that are equally spaced from each other. So for example, yellow, if you follow down the triangle side, you're going to hit red, and if you go over, you're going to hit blue. Connecting back up, you'll hit yellow. So those three colors are equally spaced from each other. Next example, if we look at red, you'll see that we again go down on the left side to blue, and then we'll go over to yellow, and we'll connect back up to red. I basically just did that twice so you can see they all connect over, and that's a triad. Okay, so the next term is called a tetrad, which is represented by the two rectangles in the middle circle. And you will see here that there are four corners that is going to represent two complementary colors, and then the other corners are going to represent two colors that are sets of the complementary colors, which creates a combination. So if we look at blue, right, we're going to go opposite that, which is going to be orange, right? We're still in that square, or I'm sorry, the rectangle. And then you're going to come from blue over, which is green, and you're going to see that it's going to connect over to red. So those four colors are complementary from each other, but also connect through the square to each other, if that makes sense. So green, orange, red and green being complementary, blue and orange being complementary as well, which creates that rectangle square. All right. Okay, so this might be a tongue twister. The next term is called analogous. Analogous. All right, and that is using colors that are adjacent to each other on the color wheel. However, there's a rule that you're using at least two, but no more than 5 consecutive colors on the wheel. All right. So if we look at red, we'll see red orange and red violet. Those are analogous to red. We can also look at yellow, and we'll see yellow orange and yellow green, which are also analogous to yellow. I just did 2, but you can go up to 5. The second color wheel does say you can do 3 to 5, but just to be safe, if you're following these terms, you can start with 2.